Hi, welcome everyone to my first video for Forex Signals Lab. You may have already noticed that I've been on social media via Twitter. Today I've just had the Instagram account set up and I have the website that's currently set up as well at forexsignalslab.co.uk. Basically I've set all this up because I've been trading for myself professionally for about 3 years now. Beforehand I was simply doing demo accounts, and if I did put money into a trading account I was using very high leverage and subsequently losing the account pretty much straight away or within 1 week. I think when I first started I traded oil, and it's such a volatile market that you could make a lot of money within 30 seconds literally, or you could lose even more within 30 seconds. I remember the first time when I lost such a heavy amount, my heart sank and my stomach it felt absolutely horrible. I'm sure a lot of traders that are watching this video, whether you're new to the game or you're a professional, they've all been through that. They've all had that experience. They've all lost some money. It all depends on how you pick up from that and how you pick yourself up and brush yourself off and move forward. If you're trading and then you're losing a trade and you're going back into that same setup, that same trade, and you haven't learned from your mistakes, you're simply going to blow your account each and every time. There's no way around it. You will lose your account. Trading comes with some amazing results. You can get fantastic results, but you can also suffer hefty losses. And you can look at any website, you can look at any video on YouTube of traders telling you this. They'll all tell you the same thing, that you can make a lot of money, but you can lose a lot of money. And that's the name of the game. You will lose money. It depends how you pick yourself up from that. What's more important is learning the techniques or the strategies that will enable you to get into a good trade, will enable you to set up better, to not lose the money. That's the aim of the game, really, is to take the profits as much as you can and run away with your profits. Don't overtrade. Don't put your money back into the market, because as soon as you put your money back into the market that you've won, it is winning. As soon as you put that money back into the market that you've won into a silly trade, or you think it's going your way, say you've started at 9 in the morning and you've put a trade on throughout the day and it's been going up and up and up, and you think, oh, just one more trade to finish the day, let me just make 50 quid on that trade, and all of a sudden the market moves against you. That's it, you've blown your account, or you've not even put a stop loss in. If you're trading and you haven't even put a stop loss in, stop. Just stop trading right now and look at what you're doing. Go back to a demo account, back test everything, because you should not be trading at all if you haven't got any stop losses in. That's the first and foremost rule of trading. You need to protect your investment, protect your money. It's all about money management. It's not about how much you can get, it's about how much you can protect. Okay, so I did say that my videos are basically going to be on this website and on my Twitter feed and Instagram. And forgive me if I'm a little all over the place here. It's just literally the first video that I'm doing. I'm sure as time goes by I'll be less nervous. I wanted to do this to help other people, simply because when I first started I was looking for information around it. I was looking on how to do it. I was searching the internet for so many different strategies. How can I make money? How can I get the best setup? How can I get the best strategy? I can assure you this now, if you're looking at this video or listening to this video or watching this video expecting to see a strategy that's going to be 100% foolproof, it's just not going to happen. There is nobody on earth that can give you a strategy that is 100% foolproof. Nobody knows which way the market's going to go. It's just, I'm sure you've all seen the film The Wolf of Wall Street, that scene when it says no one knows which way the market's going to go, whether it's going to up or down or topsy-turvy, whoop-de-whoop. No one knows. It's as simple as that. But as I said before, all we can do is basically do our best and set ourselves up with the best strategies that we think work, and we know when we test, we can go forward. Okay, so today I'm simply going to show you a quick technique that I myself use every day, and it's called EMA, Exponential Moving Average. bear in mind this will only work on a trending market, whether it's in a bullish trend or a bearish trend. Now, if we look here, we can see the Germany 30 or the DAX as it's known. So this is one of my favorite markets to trade. You'll see my tweets, it's all about the DAX, and Instagram it's about the DAX. I do trade the cable and Euro US dollar sometimes, but obviously with the cable at the minute, GP, the pound and the US dollar, with Brexit going on, it's probably a better idea to stay away from it. Okay, but as we can see here, we can see this is trending. We're hitting lows, 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 a retracement, lows again, so forth. Another retracement here, then heavily straight back down. Okay, this for me is my favorite setup. I love trading these because it's quite simple. There's an old saying, the trend is your friend, and that's the truth. The trend is your friend. Trade the trend. Keep going down, you'll do it. But what people will say is, well, how do I know? Look at all this. This is going back. This is on a 30-minute chart. This is something I do like to use. I like to use 30-minute charts simply because I'm a day trader. I like to get in and get out, make my profits as early as possible, and walk away with my profits. I don't like to have a trade that goes over a day or 2 days. There are some circumstances where I will stay in a trade that will go over 2 days, but that is only if I know it's in a trending market, and I've normally set myself up on a Monday or a Tuesday. I mean, this, for example, this started on the Tuesday, and if I bought here, I would have probably let it go. You can see now it's turning to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I mean, this is last week. Last week was, yeah, a continuous downtrend all the way. So that's 1 week. I mean, if I would have sold here, taken a short position, I mean, the points there it's immense. Depending on what your leverage is, you could have made, I mean, that's what, 800, 500, 500 points, 400, 500 points at least. But every trader knows that they'll probably sell here, get to about there, think, oh, okay, that's fine, moves up. But probably most traders would have probably sold about here, simply because they would have made a good profit there, which is more than enough if you're going to make a trade. Okay, so back to what I was saying about how you can get in and out the market. So we can see here, we can obviously see it's trending, but where do you get in? Where do you get out? If you're looking at there, you're thinking, oh, I was in a great position there. What if I had sold here and bought there? Yeah, that's fantastic. What if? But that's all it is. It's what ifs. What if you'd done this? What if you'd done that? I could sit here and say, oh, what if I'd taken a short position here, then sold it right down here? Yeah, fantastic. I would have made my profits for an entire week, maybe 2 weeks, if anything. But like I said, it's what ifs. So the EMA is something I would use on this. Like I said, it only works on a trending market. And what it does, it kind of pinpoints the points here of where you can basically get in and out of trade. If I bring up the indicator here, there we have it, exponential moving average. Okay, now this is currently set to 20, 50, 100. I will normally come back in here and set that to 10 and apply. I do this because it kind of trails the trend nice and perfect for me, and kind of gives me a better standing of where I want to get in and out of a trade. Now, at the minute you're probably looking at this and saying, well, that's just 3 lines. It is 3 lines, but the line I'm interested in is 10, which is that purple line here. This is the line I'm interested in, and this is the line I use day in and day out in a trending market to find out where I can place my trade and where I can exit. Now if we zoom in, let's go a bit further back. So if we look here, for example, thinking, right, where could I have got in a trade here? So about here, probably not a good idea, because we can't really see what it's doing. It's kind of ranging. It's not really got any decision. It's a lot of indecision. Is it going up? Is it going down? No one really knows, especially here. There's little or no price movement there. And then suddenly it comes down a bit. What we're looking for is when it pulls back up. Now in a 30-minute chart, 30-minute time frame, this will pull back up, and it's testing the line here. and then it's come down and it's closed. And then the next 30 minutes we've got the next candle and it's opened here. Now this is where I take a short position, simply because it's under my EMA 10, so I know it's a safe zone for me to place a trade. So I would have taken my position here, set in a short trade, and basically sold that and let it ride. Now, as I said before, I trade on a 30-minute time frame, so this doesn't mean I'm going to sit at my laptop and look at it every 30 minutes. It doesn't mean that. It's just a good time frame for me to trade. It's what I like to do. I like to do 30 minutes. If I want to look further back to see where the previous price was tested, then I'd look at a 4-hour chart. But that is something I will go into further down the line when I start doing other videos about correction and previous price ranges and where it's been tested and rejected and so forth. This is just a quick video because I have said I want to get something on the page, on the website and on YouTube about some educational side of it, just a quick technique, something I'd use and I do use every day in my trading. So okay, so as I said, EMA, it's coming here, it's tested the 10 EMA line here. I've taken a short trade correction. I've taken a short trade here and it's pulled back. Now most people say, well, okay, you've taken the trade there and it's pulled back, but that's not enough profit. If you're moaning about profit, then stop trading. Okay, profit is profit. It doesn't matter what you make, profit is profit. Say for example, okay, I've taken a trade here and I've shorted the market and I've let it ride to there. Most of the time I'm going to watch it come back up and I'll think, right, okay, I've had enough of that, I'm going to come out of that trade. But let's see how much I would have made if I'd done that. If I could find that line. It's not going to let me do that from here, unfortunately. Can I do it? Okay, let's just have a look at how much it is. So 601, and it's about 12-13 point movement. Now when I trade I use £5 a point, so 5 times by 12, you do the math, on one trade. That's fine. For me, that is fine. I don't need to make any more than that. It all depends on what you want to get out of trading. I mean, for me, if I would have taken that trade at £5 on 12 points, that's what, £60. That's still £60. Okay, if you're in a full-time job, how many hours have you got to work for that? I mean, what, the national minimum wage in the UK at the minute is what, £7.83 an hour? You know, how many hours have you got to work to get to that when you can make that trade in what that is in half an hour? It's an hour and a half. Okay, it's all about what you want to get out of trading, how much you want to make. Okay, I can't sit here and tell you you will make £200 a day. No one can tell you that. Okay, you just don't know how much you're going to make. If you have a limit in your head or a price range in your head of what you want to achieve, fantastic. I don't have that because my experience has taught me that the market can and it will move against you. It's as simple as that. A profit is a profit. Okay, as time goes by and you're building your account up, you'll start these little profits you're making. It all adds up. Okay, you take a £60 profit here and a £50 profit there and another £50 profit in one day. Okay, you're coming close to a £200 mark. Okay, it's not 200, but you're getting there. But that's still money you didn't have when you woke up in the morning. Okay, at the end of the day, you've walked away with say £150, £160. You've still walked away with that money. Okay, and that is profit. And I see it time and time again where traders take their money, take their profits, and sink it into another trade, thinking that they're going to get the big win, thinking they're going to place a sell order here, and they're going to ride it all the way down, and they're going to sell it and make all that money. It doesn't happen like that. Okay, not intentionally. Anyway, it doesn't. How did anyone know that was going to happen? I think this was Friday. Yeah, that was a PMI report that came out from Germany, and the manufacturing was below. It was well below, and it tanked. This is in 30 minutes. It dropped 600, 500, 150 points almost. It dropped a lot in just 30 minutes. Okay, you don't see that anywhere else here in 30 minutes. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know. The market will move against you. Okay, enough of that. Let me, it felt like a bit of a lecture. Right, this is perfect. This is another example here. It's trending all the way down, and you can see here, if we zoom in, each candle is going down and down, but it's just under the EMA. Now, you probably could have sold here because it is under EMA, and you could have taken the risk and let it come down, and you would have made quite a big profit there, depending on what you're trading. If you're trading £1 a point, £2 a point, still a profit. Okay. For me, I would have probably waited until it touched the line here, which it did. Then I would take my trade, and I would have taken it there, and I would let it ride. Every 30 minutes I'm testing it. I can see it coming up. It's not hitting that 10 EMA. It's not even going over it. So I know I'm kind of in a safe zone here to let it run. Let the trade go. Let the trade breathe. Just let it run all the way down. Okay. Obviously, the candles are getting smaller and smaller. You see a little pullback here, and then it kind of pulls back down again. Even here, I would let that go, because at the end of the day, if you've taken the trade here and let it ride, you would have moved your stop for a start. If that's moving all the way down, you would have pulled your stop and adjusted it to somewhere here, so you have a guaranteed profit. Okay, you want a risk-free trade. A risk-free trade is the best kind of trade you can have, because obviously you're going to make money no matter what happens. Okay, so if you're in a trade like this, just remember to always adjust your stops and just move them as the market goes your way. Maybe set in a trailing stop loss. That's always a good idea, because that will always trail the trade as it moves down into the area you want. Okay, now this is a trade I did actually take last week as well. On Friday, now I was here, and I actually sold here because I expected this, because if I look, it had been coming down and it came down again, and I got to here and I thought, I'm expecting it to kind of bump back up again. And I can remember saying this on Twitter, that I expected it to pull back up. So I did. I took a long trade here, got to about here, and because it tested that line, if I move my mouse across, you can see that line there. That's kind of previous support, well, resistance in fact. It's kind of tested it, and it's kind of been rejected again and again. So I bought that expecting it to move to there, and it did, and that's when I sold there. Now, if I had left it, I would have got stopped out, because that would have killed it. That would have killed that trade for me there and then. So any profits I would have made in this frame here would have gone in that trade. Like I said, you do not know which way the market is going to move. Okay, but this is another trade that I did take. Rode it to about here, and I decided to pull out of that trade simply because it was on Monday when I pulled out of that trade. Okay, so in a nutshell, that's really it. That's EMA. That's EMA 10. It's a simple strategy that you can use in your trading to pick a good trade, to get in and to get out of a trade. Now, it's not going to work here. This is today. Okay, we can see it's right in the middle. This is just ranging. Now, you could be, it depends how you want to trade that. I mean, you could look at that and think, right, well, it's going down, it's going up, it's going down, it's going up. Really, it's just testing. You got the resistance here, the support here. That's all it's doing. It's just ranging between support and resistance. Now, you could wait. You could wait for it to pull back here and think, right, I'm going to go on a long trade and buy until it hits support. Yeah, that is a trade. Sometimes that works. That is something I've done, and it is sometimes something that I will do if I'm in a trade. If I'm looking at the DAX and it's not in a downward trend or an upward trend, yeah, sometimes I will trade a range. However, it can be quite tricky. Okay, if we look at another area where it is ranging, perfect example right here. Little ranges, okay, it's just up and down, up and down, up and down. How do you know that bang, it's going to hit there and then whoosh, it's going to go up? You would have, any profit you would have made here if you're going up and down, doesn't matter how much profit you would have made there, if you didn't have any stops in place or your stop wasn't good enough, basically it would have taken you out. Okay, so in a nutshell, that is it. That is EMA. Like I said, EMA, I set it to 10, 50, 100. I look for a trending market, and we can see perfectly this is trending. As I said, we're hitting lows, posting lows, lows. Now this, obviously this doesn't just work if it's coming down, this will also work if it's moving up. So if we just have a look here, so we've got a short little trend here, so it moved up. I would have waited to about there. I can see the pullback. I would have probably bought here, let it go up, and I would have stayed. Yeah, I would have stayed in this trade because I can see it's well above EMA. So when it gets close to EMA 10 or even touches it, it's a perfect time for you to place your trade either long or short. And we can see it pulls back here, and that kind of breaks it there. That breaks the line, and then we can see we're now back under the line, 10 EMA. And again here, testing it, and it's still under. Okay, I hope this makes sense. As it is my first video, we're kind of talking and recording this at the same time. It feels a little bit alien to me. If you're a trader, you'll obviously know that trading is probably the loneliest thing you can do. At the end of the day, it's just you, your laptop, or your 3 screens, or your 4 screens, your cup of coffee, and your mouse, and that's it. That's all it is. And you've got some forums, you've got Twitter. It's a lonely thing to do. But as I said, it's a rewarding thing to do if you can do it properly. Okay, if you're just throwing money into account and hoping for the best, please stop trading and do not lose your money. I can tell you this from experience. I lost money. I went into my first trades. I can remember, this is before the EMSA rules came into place regarding leverage. I was doing £20 a point. Now, that's just stupid. Thinking back on it, that's just absolutely pathetic. £20 a point. And my stops were quite far away because I was just so greedy. Greed is the worst thing with traders. Okay, I see it all the time on YouTube. They've got these traders that'll tell you how to trade, but they're not really telling you how to trade. They're not sitting in front of a laptop like I'm trying to do here and trying to show you the techniques. They're showing you a car. They're showing you the big house. They're saying, look, I'm on your Maserati. This is my big house. Here are my computer screens. And they've got a couple of charts on there, but they don't tell you anything. They just kind of go on for like 30 or 40 minutes about how they make their money, but they're not really telling you exactly how to do it. And this is what frustrated me when I started trading, so I couldn't find a source of good information that helped me trade. I kind of had to pick it up by myself, grab little bits of information here, a little bit of information there, and kind of put it all together. Now, with my trading, I use no more than 3 tools in my trading. EMA is just one of them. For me, EMA is brilliant. I mean, I love this tool simply because it gives me the results I want. As I said at the start of the video, in this trend, in a downward trend or an upward trend, it's my perfect ground, my perfect battleground for trading. I absolutely love it. So I hope it's something you can use. Please test it, okay? Don't just take my word for it. Test it, okay? Play around with the settings here. This is all about how you want to trade. I'm just giving you the techniques that I use as a starting point. Maybe change that to 0.8. Apply that. I know I've done this because I tested it, and it just brings it closer to the mark. Now, that's probably a little better. You can see it's touching EMA 10, so that'll probably give you a better signal to sell. Okay, so it's touching EMA 8 there. That's your signal to sell. It's going back down again. Okay, play around with it, change things up. Okay, there is no amazing technique on trading. There is no one specific strategy that will make you money. Okay, I wish there was. If there was, I wouldn't be sat here doing this video. I'd be sat in a hot tub drinking Cristal or whatever. In all fairness, I wouldn't be doing that. I'd be drinking a cup of coffee because my kids would keep me up all night. But that's life, and this is what I do it for. This is what I do trading for. I do it for my family. It's not for me. I do it for the family. This is what I want. I want to be financially free. You know, you want to wake up and you want to do it for your children. You don't want to wake up and go to a job. Okay. Anyway, I'm rambling. But any questions, please feel free to ask. I will post this video onto YouTube and my social media feeds. Any feedback is very much welcome. Okay, I know this video is pushing 25 minutes. I just hope I've got my point across. I know that as time goes by and each video I do, I will show you more and more information, and I will try to get as much information across as possible, and hopefully anything I teach is going to be useful to you and enables you to be a good trader. Okay, I want people to make money. I want people to have a good life. I'm not selling you anything. Okay, you can look at my YouTube channel, Twitter, Instagram, my website. I'm not selling anything. Okay, it's free. Everything's free. Like I said, bettering yourself and trying to provide for your family shouldn't have to cost you the ends of the earth. It shouldn't have to cost you so much money. Okay, we all want that life where we can work for ourselves, and this is what hopefully I can give to you. Okay, well, thanks for your time. I hope this video has given you some insight into what I do and given you a bit of technique on how to use it in your trading. But as I said, test it for yourself. Okay, test it in different markets. It is there. I mean, here, this is a quick one. The cable again here is perfect. Okay, this is a little short trend here from 6 in the afternoon up until the very next day, 6 in the morning. Okay, take a trade there, follow it up, sell, take a trade there, so forth. It's simple and it's a tried and tested technique that I use. Okay, anyway, again, thank you, and I'll see you very soon.